Hello, this is Krenstar, and today I'm in Reaper. For reasons I don't feel like making a Bitwig video. And I don't really want to talk about it. Um, so I'll just put my head in the sand and make a Reaper video. Probably the next video will probably be in Reason because Reason's also an excellent DAW. I decided to do something in Reaper because one, I very rarely use this DAW, and it used to be one of the DAWs that I spent a lot of time with early on. It's cheap. It's like $70 for small personal use, which I am. And basically, there's a ton of video content out there. And another reason why I don't do a whole lot of Reaper videos is because there is a ton of content made by Kenny Joya, Reaper Mania, that like showcases everything about this DAW. There's thousands of videos he has. Probably not thousands, close to probably 1,000. Of videos he has explaining this DAW in better detail than I could ever do. So I don't do a whole lot of them. A lot of my early tracks were made in this DAW, so I still have a lot of love for this. Plus, not only that, but this is one of the few DAWs that I have that basically the audio in incoming and outgoing just work. I don't have a audio interface setup. I do, but it's just a nightmare to use when I'm doing day-to-day type stuff. Because I have to plug it into my computer, plug it through the USB. I only got one USB port because of the computer I'm using as a laptop. Then I have to use a dongle, or I mean a hub, and I just. Ugh. So one of the things that this does is it uses the audio devices really well that the input and output devices in Windows. It uses just the direct sound driver, which also means that it records audio, whatever's plugged in on my audio, which is usually USB. Um, it does it fine. I don't have to worry about ASIO drivers. I don't have to worry about a another device. If I wanted to record my voice or record the guitar, it just works for me. It is really wonderful. But I'm not doing a voice capture type session on here today. I'm messing around with gonna get something simple going. I was gonna use Captain plugins on here to try to do stuff, but for some reason I can't get Epic to show up. It's kind of weird. Um, we can use Reason Rack because Reason Rack works really well in a lot of the other DAWs. One of the greatest things about their software is that they're able to use another software. So if you don't like their DAW, you don't have to use it. So everything just works. One of the things that I might want to mention is that in this interface, it's kind of weird, and for first time use, this thing right here is really weird because I don't think it shows like this. You have to do something to get it to show. It has to do something around the size and stuff like that, but it's really weird. But it has two buttons for FX. It's got this button, which is normal effects, and this one, which is strictly for MIDI incoming. So it's like a pre and post effects if you wanna look at it like that way. So if I want to do something with MIDI here, I would do it on the input FX chain, and then I would go into here and I would go into my players and I would say, let's use the best line generator. Kind of weird type of thing if you're just new to Reaper and you're like, well, I'm using Reason 2 and what's this player thing doing here? But basically, this generates MIDI going out, and I'm about to use Melody Sauce to show it too. But this goes MIDI out, and which goes into the input MIDI, which goes into this one, which is going to our rack here, which is probably going to play Parsec, and something like this. So now. Okay, so basically that's this instrument going. So basically, when I hit play, it's playing the bass line, and then it's going through to my other instrument. So I can use another track. Go in here. There's a also Reaper comes with a ton of JS instruments. These right here. Uh, Getting in here, there's tons of free ones. Tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons. They're just not really pretty, but you can go in here and there's tons of effects in here, and if you like certain ones, you can actually go and edit them, and basically all the effects are nothing more than code that you can go into here. So if you're a developer like me, this is really enticing because you can make your own effects out of the box. It's something that Bitwig's kind of missing. Reason you could do it, but you have to go through their development program, so it's not really good for hobbyists. People that just want to mess around. Um, but like there's a ton. All of these right here are effects that come with the DAW itself, and you can download more scripts. There's scripts all over the internet. This thing is kind of really powerful if you get into it, and really cool to use. Also, then the Kukos, there's all of these things, and these are the like standard effects. Recomp for compression, MIDI control, RIA delay of course the delay, and then gating if you want gating, and a limiter, pitch. There's is it RIA voice does real time pitch analysis. So if you want to do stuff, there's also something that I love using called the ducking glitch generator, which I'll definitely show because it's one of my favorite things in here. But there's tons of free type of devices in here, so there's like an endless playground of stuff to play around with, and you get all those for $70. There's no special editions of Reaper. Basically, you get what you pay for. The moment you download it, you get the full version. Um, and they just ask you to pay $70, so they don't even have past the I think 13-day or whatever their trial is. Past that, it still fully works. There's nothing in there, so it's a really cool DAW to get started with and get going with. But it takes a while to get used to it. I'll say that for it. What am I going to? Yeah, let me go with Sublab. So I'm gonna add the sublab here. I'm gonna go steal um the baseline simulator baseline generator in here. If I remember right, you can do this, and it goes into the input chain. To the input chain. Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna add a another thing when I'm just messing around and I'm trying to create something new. I'm gonna. Oops, no, I don't want a new track. I need a new instrument. Let's use a break tweaker. Add some drums real quick, like. Okay, so I am going to mark out And I'm going to add a MIDI item. I'm going to create a MIDI item somewhere. All right, must be up here. Yeah, it's been a while. New MIDI item. Okay, so it creates a track. You double click on it. You get your piano roll. This piano roll is really cool. Basically, you can snap the keys, and it's something I wish Bigwig would have because basically, it blocks out it blocks out the keys or the 7 notes or 5 notes depending on the scale, which ones you do it. So it should not allow you to put in notes, or it'll show you the notes that it's not supposed to be in there. So I don't put them in there. So this looks. Yeah, see, it is not going on that. It's not allowing me to do it. Also, if you hold down Control, Control Shift, Control Alt Shift, there you go. You can paint chords. Kind of cool, really cool, really cool. This is actually a really good little piano roll thing. But actually, I just wanna take this off, turn off key snap. I just want. Oh, it's on C2. That's right. The piano rolls off. No? There it is. Sorry. Not too bad, not too bad. Where's the loopage? Okay, come on, looping. Okay, this thing's getting old, so let's change it around a bit. Let's change how it's being generated. Go in here, let's take out Reason. Go add effects, and we're going to add melody sauce because we love it. Let's grab something darkish. Get rid of some of these tracks. Basically, a lot of the machines or a lot of the plugins, when they have outs, they'll ask if you want to add all of the outs in there. So that therefore you can add different tracks and effects to the break tweaker. I said yes, and it created them all. But I'm in retrospect, I'm kind of nah, I don't want to mess with it. Okay, so this is the media generator. So you should be able to do view and then media explorer. Basically this will allow you to, this will allow you to browse like waves and stuff like that. So it's kind of like in Bitwig on the side, you could sit there and view your waves and stuff like that. Let me go up. My samples, I want to find. Show the master track. Let me turn this down. Yeah, that doesn't sound familiar. Okay. Basically, don't like that. I think we're at a 120. Yeah, we're at 120 BPM. And I think that one wanted a 140 BPM. So it sounded really off. That is flying fast. Okay. One step further than that. Let's got the melody sauce. Let's add effects. Let's add scalar so we can force chords. And let's do scales. We're in the C major, obviously. We're going to do C, we're going to do D, we're going to do F. And because I'm weird, we're going to do A minor. Alright, that sound is off. It's got to go. I think, no, it's just synced. It should be fine. Sounded like it was restarting the drumming, or the drumming sounds off a bit. Mostly that's done because the beats are not synced. I mean, the thing's not synced up with the tempo. But realistically, I think this is too low for what we're trying to do. Nah, this is way off. I did something that... Oh, there it goes. Yeah, I still don't like that sound. I think because of what I'm doing with that, I think the baseline generator might be a little off key. Maybe not. Okay, so One of the things that probably, if I like this, I probably should record at least the MIDI up here. So let me take off these and do it one track at a time. Delete selected. This does comping so that you can do multiple takes at the same time. So, okay, now I have the MIDI that it was playing. That's one of the cool things about this is that basically on the incoming, it allows you to record the MIDI that's coming through on there. And this is what our scaler is playing. So I can totally remove or disable the scaler in there. And basically, it still plays because now it has the MIDI track to go on. So I could do the same thing with my Sub XL. Go back here. That's pretty cool. Okay, again, it's comping, so it was going to record another track. We don't want another track. We'll delete the first one. Boom, we got our piano roll, and it's showing us here's all the velocity and stuff like that information. You got all kinds of stuff you can control in here, including the mod wheel, and you should be able, the mod wheel. There should be the pitch bends and stuff like that you can mess with if you want. Do a little bit of automation. All right. Let me start messing with more of the effects stuff of what I like to do. So add effects. Let's look for the ducking glitch. This thing is really cool. overall pretty cool. It can take some time to get used to it. It's not a bad or overall DAW. It's got a lot of freebies. It's got a lot of things. It's got a lot going for it. I just even the modulation, the automation is really cool. There is ways. I was looking for it, but so for these effects, messing with effects allows these goes through these parameters, and you can do modulation. You can do MIDI links and say, hey, I want these CC values to mess with it, or I want this modulation to mess with it, and I'm going to do an LFO, and then it's gonna see the thing. Whatever you last touch, that's what it's gonna hook up to. You can also use the plugins to control this stuff for the modulation. So I was always like, well, there's only really simple things to sit there and modulate, and it doesn't really give you a whole lot of control. I mean, there's sine waves where, your tempo. But if you like Bitwig, there's a ton of different ways to screw with the modulation. Coming back and looking at this, there might be also equally there's automation. You can set this to automation. You could set this to an envelope. Track controls, track envelope. The modulation that we just saw, MIDI link. You can learn for the CC, but you can also make another effects before this and mess with the CCs in the thing, and then get it to go there. Get it to mess with this, or you can take what I've done before, and let's say, or what I've done before, what I've shown before, MIDI shaper, and use this thing and say, hey, I want to go out the first should be first MIDI CC. So actually, let me do 10. So now when it plays, I need to move this for the comp. I can sit here and say, hey, I want you to link to MIDI or CC10, which is coming from this guy. So now you can see it's moving up and down. And it's based upon this wave right here. So this is shooting out CC, this is picking it up, and this is modulating this dial right here based upon this wave. So this is really cool little handy utility to get your modulation in Reaper if you want it to be modulated. And that's this going. So if I kill this, see it's dead. But now it's going. So a very cool little utility to help with modulation and Reaper, along with like MSEG possibilities and stuff like that. But I think it's probably way too long. I've been talking. I kind of wanted to do something in Reaper because I haven't done it in a while, and I wanted to come back to it and see and mess with it and go through it, go through some of it to maybe somebody that hasn't seen it before, that maybe is looking for other DAWs to mess around with, um, or maybe just wasn't aware of it, that it existed. I like it. I like it a lot. I just don't do a whole lot of videos on it because I was at the time my channel was small when I was first doing this, and I was getting buried in other Reaper videos. Now my channel is growing a little bit. I'll do it from time to time. Like I think one of my vol coding videos was last done Reaper when I was doing it live. I might do it again. Halloween's coming up. Time to play with the evil voices again. So, not saying that I'm not gonna be in this again, because I'll definitely want to do it when it comes to evil voices, messing around with stuff like that. But anyway, hope you liked the video. Hope you were okay with the showing the Reaper. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you later.